Hi, Verbling. Hope you're all having a great day today. As you all know, this is an intermediate advanced class on Amish people. And I hope that we all enjoy it. This is part 1 of 2. So we have 2 classes on this article right now. And everyone will get a chance to read and then talk about what they read. And I see people are already joining. So hi, Andre. How are you?
I'm going pretty good, and you?
Good. Glad you could join this one.
Yes, me too.
You were working at the last one? During the last one?
Yes.
Good. Well, that's okay. You're here now.
Yes.
And we have Nihan. Hi, Nihan.
Hi again, Lauren.
Hello.
Hello.
Have either of you ever heard of Amish people before?
Nope, I'm searching now.
Interesting, right?
I'm looking Google right now.
Good, Nihan. Google right now, and then I'll ask you after I've spoken to everyone before we read. I'll ask you to tell us what you've learned in the next 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Ezekiel. How are you doing today?
Hi, how are you? Fine, thank you.
Good, good. And we have Andres. Hi, Andres. Oh, Andres, you are on mute. So you will have to click the top right-hand corner of your screen. You will see a red button, a little red button. Up here, up here. It will say unmute. So Andres, watch my screen. Watch my screen. I will screen share for you how to get off mute. So Andres, so click this button, Andres, sorry, click this button. See this? That is unmute. Okay, I'll check back with you in a minute. Okay, and we have Blanca again. Welcome back, Blanca.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Good. And we have Chubbs again. Hello, Chubbs.
Hi.
Hi, you're back.
Yes.
Good. And we have Fa.
Hi, teacher.
Hi, how are you doing?
I am good, thank you. And you?
Good. And is that your name, Fa?
I am Mustafa.
Mustafa. Oh, Mustafa. Okay. Mustafa. I'm just writing that down. Mustafa. Okay, great. And we have Igor. Hi, Igor.
Hi.
Hi, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. And we have Laura. Hi, Laura. Or is that Laura? Laura. Okay. How are you doing today, Laura? Oh, I cannot hear you very well. Can you speak closer to your microphone?
Okay.
Just speak a little closer and let me see if I can hear you.
Now can you hear me better?
I can hear you kind of, just you may need to speak a little louder when you're reading.
Okay.
Okay, great. So, Andres, were you able to get your microphone working? Andres, one of the rules of Verbling, I will post it in the chat, is you must have a working microphone. So if you don't have a working microphone, you can just watch from outside because we can let one of our viewers take your spot. So next time, just make sure you come with a working microphone. Okay, sorry about that. Hopefully it works out next time. Okay, so has anyone here heard of Amish people before? Anyone? Has anyone heard of Amish?
Heard.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, some of you.
Yes.
What do you know about them?
Living in the Amish paradise.
Living in an Amish paradise. That's a
It's like
song.
it's like a religious group, I
Yes.
guess, and they don't share very much with the others. They do all between them, the school, they marry between them. I don't know. They're very close to open to the other people.
Very good. So Blanca is saying they're very closed to other people. They do not associate very much with the outside world. So the Amish community is here and they stay here. They don't move outside and travel and do anything like that. They stay in their group. What else do we know about Amish people?
They grow up clear fruits without chemical components.
Yes. Yes. So they grow up with no chemicals. What about technology?
No, they don't use technology at all.
They
Yes.
don't recognize technology.
Good. Yes, exactly. Okay, and oh, I see Pedro has joined the Hangout. Hi, Pedro.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Very
Good.
well.
Good. Okay, so Nihan, I know you've been Googling Amish people right now. What did you learn?
Oh, I learned it's about traditional Christian church, and they are very limited themselves. They don't use technology, modern technology. Their dresses are very different, as we know. And I just read their origins. I was reading. They are immigrate to Pennsylvania, but they was at Europe. I think so. They was German origin or
Yes.
Swiss German, they said, and they don't marry the other kind of people. They are very strict for these rules. But I just read their population is increasing.
Yes. Yes.
But they are
Good.
very interesting group.
Very interesting, yes. And I'm hoping that we'll at least learn a lot of new vocabulary this class. So if anyone else...
I like to share something else, Mia.
Yeah.
Well, there is a community here in Mexico. It's kind of large, but sometimes I can see them standing at the street lights selling their products. I mean, selling cheese or cookies, products they have produced by themselves. That's
Yes.
why they do.
Good. So you're from Mexico, Blanca.
Yes.
So Valentina's asking in the chat, where do they live now? Well, they live everywhere in the world. We have some in Canada. We have lots in the United States.
Brazil.
Some are in Brazil, Mexico. So these people are anywhere in the world, anywhere. But the big thing here is we're going to find a lot of this stuff very strange, but we must be very respectful. Respectful of these are their choices, and there's a reason why. Maybe we don't understand the reason, but there's a reason why they choose to live this way. So I think you all saw the link that I posted, so I'll just repost that here in the Verbling chat. If you're viewing right now, look at the link right there. You can still look at the link. And I'll also put that for Mustafa in the Google chat. And I will screen share as well. So I think that we're going to start with Andre reading. And the biggest thing here is I'm not going to help you too much about pronunciation unless I think there's a sound we should really work on. I'm working more on reading, understanding, and talking about what you're reading. So learning how to speak about what you are reading. Okay. Great. Amish people. So this is what they look like. They wear these kind of clothes, which we will describe in a few minutes. And so you can see them anywhere in the world. They will all dress like that, right? I mean, Blanca, in Mexico, do they still dress like that?
No, they just wear a hat, but they don't wear black dresses. No,
Oh.
it's very hot.
Oh, interesting, because everywhere in Canada and the United States, they always wear the black like that.
No. They wear women wear long skirts, but clear color, not black.
Right. Oh, like you mean skin color?
Yes.
Good. Okay, so Andre, why don't I get you to start reading? Oh, first I'll just finish these pictures. So here's one picture of an Amish family. They do not drive cars. They drive wagons still. So you can be in the United States in the biggest city and you will see a wagon driving by like this, like Blanca said, with them selling cookies or something. So no matter what city they're in, they always drive, they do not drive cars. And they do not use technology, so they do all of their agriculture like this.
Okay.
Okay, and finally, Andre, you can start reading over here. And I want everyone, when you're reading, I want you to write down words. If you don't understand a word, please write it down and ask me, and I will try to help you with it.
Okay.
Oops, sorry. There we go.
The Amish people in America are old religious sect, direct descendants of the Anabaptists of 16th century Europe, not to be confused with the term anti-Baptist. These Anabaptist Christians challenged the reforms of Martin Luther and the other during the Protestant Reformation, rejecting infant baptism in favor of baptism or rebaptism as believing adults. They also taught separation of church and state, something unheard of in the 16th century, later known as the Mennonites after the Dutch Mennonites after the Dutch Anabaptist leader Menno Simons, 1496-1561. A large group of Anabaptists fled to Switzerland and the other remote areas of Europe to escape religious persecution.
Good. So what is religious persecution?
To the church hunt the people.
Yeah. So persecution is, religious persecution is when a religious group is targeted, so they're trying to go after this group and end the religion or kill them. For
Kind of
example,
torture?
Yeah. Yeah, so good one, Nihan. That's like witches, for example. Witches were persecuted, or Jewish people were persecuted during World War II, or Yugoslavian people were persecuted. So persecuted means that they tried to kill them or to stop the religion. So what is going on there, Andre? That's a long paragraph for you. But
Yes.
I'm specifically wondering, what does this mean? What does this mean? They also taught the separation of church and state.
Like state. I know the word. It's like state.
Mm-hmm.
The government share the religion decisions.
Good. Yeah.
So like or like is like state the correct
So
pronunciation.
you would say the state and the church.
Yes.
So the state used to what is the state? The state just means the government.
Yes, it's in Brazil we said lake state, I think.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And someone over here, David is asking, is a sect a group of secret believers? Sometimes yes, but they are not necessarily secret. They can just be normally a small group. So you would not say that Christian people altogether are a sect because they are not a small group of people. It's normally like a branch off of another religion is a sect. But yeah, so oh, what?
It's I think they are in secret because they are living together and their dress are different. It's the secret group. I think we cannot see them or we can't observe them. They hide themselves the other countries, or they are separated to each other, but in the text state they are living together.
Yeah, yeah. They were and they had to hide a lot of the time. So this particular sect tried to be secret. But so exactly what Andre is saying. So he said the Amish people separated the government from the church. So they're saying the government should not control the church. The church should control
Isolated.
the church. Yeah, sure. So they isolated the church away from the government. They said the government should not be allowed to tell the people, there should not be laws that the people in the church have to follow, and the government should not should not control the church.
The government is independent now.
Yes, yes. But the problem is, back in the 16th century, this was not heard of. Like, for example, the King of England was also the king of the church.
Yes.
Same person. So this is in a period of time where they were doing this. This was considered wrong. People thought this was wrong. The word Mennonites is the exact same word that you can use for Amish people. You can call them Amish people or Mennonites.
Okay.
In Mexico, they're called Mennonites.
Mennonites, yes. Yes, we call them Mennonites too.
Oh.
We call them Mennonites too. Yeah. Okay, so why do you think then? So where did they start? Where did they start then, Andre?
Because of the situation in the Amish people.
Mm-hmm. So how did they become spread out around the world?
Yes.
How did they become spread out around the world?
Because of the religion persecution.
Mm-hmm.
Or no?
Yes, exactly. The Protestants were in England, and they were having the Protestant Reformation. So they had to, they were descendants of a different religious sect in Europe. And they said, we don't agree with the Protestant Reformation. We want to have our own religion. Right? So
Yes.
they had to leave to escape religious persecution. That's exactly it. And Andre, what's persecution again?
What is?
What is persecution? One more time.
When for example, the church hunt the people.
Mm-hmm.
In this case, is the Amish people, for example.
Mm-hmm. So when they try to kill them or something.
Yes, because they didn't agree with the church, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Okay. Great job, Andre.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And let's move on to Blanca. You can start during the late 1600s.
Okay. During the late 1600s, 1200, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
a group of devout individuals led by Jacob Ammon broke away from the Swiss Mennonites primarily over the lack of strict enforcement of Maidon or shunning, excommunication of disobedient or negligent members. They also differed over other matters such as food, washing, and the lack of rigid regulation of custom. This group became known as the Amish and to this day still share most of the same beliefs as their Mennonite cousins. The distinction between the Amish and Mennonites is largely one of dress and manner of worship.
Interesting. I didn't know that, Blanca. So that must be why the Mennonites in your country do not look like the Amish in my country, because they actually are different. They differ in dress and manner of
Yes.
worship. So that's why the ones that I've seen, they must all be Amish, and the ones that you've seen must all be Mennonites.
That's right, yes. I
Good.
don't know. I live in the central part of the country, but there are a large community. The most important is in the north part of the country. Maybe they look like the Amish we have described before, but those who are in the central part are like the Mennonites is describing here.
Yes. Okay, sorry, I was just answering, I'm sorry. I was just answering a question David's asking in the chat. The word sect is not a bad word at all. It is not a bad word. So if you say the word sect, like a sect of people, it does not have negative connotations. Okay, but Blanca, I have some questions. What are they talking about? What is Meidung? Meidung.
I have no idea.
Meidung up here. So it says Meidung or shunning. What does it mean to shun someone?
I don't know. Excommunication is something that is repulsed or being expulsed from a place. I don't know if I'm using the correct words.
Yes.
Must have something to do with that.
Yeah. So Blanca, what happens when you decide to do something that your family doesn't approve of? What do they do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
No,
And what
maybe punish me?
Maybe a little bit, and then everything's okay, right?
Yes.
But here they do something called shunning, or it's also called meidung. To shun someone means to stop talking to them, to pretend that they are not even there. Excommunication of disobedient or negligent members. This means people who do not follow every Amish rule. So so this is strict enforcement. What do you think strict enforcement means?
To force to do something?
Yeah, they have to do it. Very strict, very hard, very serious rule.
Mm-hmm.
Very serious. So what do you think this encourages? What does this make people do and feel if they know that if they do something against their religion that they will be shunned? What does that make them do?
They create a new religion. They separate it because they don't believe in such a strict rules. I don't know.
Well, what if you are Amish? So you live in an Amish family, and if you were to do something wrong, do you think you would just get in trouble?
Yes, of course.
But it would be bad trouble. You would be excommunicated. That's what this is saying.
It also happened in the Catholic religion. The Inquisition killed lots of people because they were excommunicated.
Yes, yes, you're totally right. Yes. And so devout individuals led by Jacob Ammon broke away from Swiss Mennonites. So there's this. So I guess either the Mennonites or the Amish people, one of them is very strict on shunning, and the other one is not very strict, but it's not very clear which one. So Amish people and Mennonites also differed over matters such as foot washing and the lack of rigid regulation of costume. So what do you think regulation of costume means?
The way they dress.
The way they dress, exactly. So very strict has to be the way that they dress. Still share most of the same beliefs as their Mennonite cousins. Okay, so what is this saying then? I think you and I might have been wrong. What is this saying about the Mennonites and the Amish? Which one is more strict?
I don't know. I think the Amish are more strict.
I'm not sure. It's saying this group became known as the Amish because they were less. They were. Sorry, such as food walk, lack of rigid regulation. So I think that for some reason you and I have had the wrong opinion about. I think the people you see must be Amish because it looks like the Amish people are less rigid, but I'm not sure. This isn't very clear.
Yeah, it's not clear for me. I just said because of the dresses, for example, the costume. Just an idea.
Yeah. Okay, but anyways, that was a confusing paragraph. Do you have any questions about vocabulary?
No.
No? And okay. Okay, Amish settlements in America. Thank you so much, Blanca.
You're welcome.
Let's move on to Chubbs. Chubbs?
Hi.
Hi. So you can start reading the first sizable groups.
Yes. Amish settlements in America. The first sizable group of Amish arrived in America around 170 and settled near Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, as a result of William Penn's Holy Experiment in religious tolerance. The Pennsylvania Amish are not the largest group of U.S. Amish, as is commonly thought, however. The Amish have settled in as many as 24 states, Canada, and Central America, to talk about 18% are located in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana.
Okay, let's go up here for a second. First off, this word is pronounced though. Though.
Though.
Though. Yep. So not to, but though. Yes, good. Also, be careful when you say 80. 80 is different than 18. So I was hearing 18. So just make sure you are saying 80. 80. Which means you put the stress on the A instead of the E. So they're very similar, but when you say 18, the smaller number, 18, you say teen very much louder than the 8. So you say 18. But when you say the bigger number, which is down here, 80, you pronounce the 8 much bigger. Okay? So 80, like that. Okay, so I was just going to ask you a question about vocabulary. What do you think sizable means?
Sizable is like something relevant.
Sizable. Oh, interesting. Interesting. It could be used in that way. But what do you think it means in this article? The first sizable group of Amish arrived.
It's like the first group of it was really relevant. First Amish group relevant in America. It's like it seems like it has before Amish groups, but they're not very sizable. They are minority maybe.
Yeah, so some of you are writing in the chat here. We have big, large, important to number of people, significant. Yeah, so sizable means a significant number, which means basically big enough number. So you're all right. And for some reason, I'm hearing myself speak, so hopefully no one has me on not headphones. I will find you. Okay, great. And how was it looked at first? Was it looked at like they wanted to spread the religion, or how did William Penn understand what did he see when they came?
It's like a kind of experiment that he organized about the religious tolerance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and what does that mean? He's going to try religious tolerance. What do you think that means about how people saw Amish people?
Maybe he's trying to do it's about a lot of religions united and in a way that the lot of religions don't fighting in
Mm-hmm.
peace.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I'm hearing myself speaking through someone's Chubbs. Maybe it's not Chubbs. No. Weird. It keeps coming in and out. Sorry, Chubbs. Yeah, so it's saying they were not the largest group. Or sorry, he did it as a holy experiment. So if it's an experiment, that suggests that people probably in religious tolerance has a negative connotation because, for example, if let's say Asian people were moving into my neighborhood, if I was to say, I guess I'll tolerate them, that means I will live, I suppose. It's not a very nice way of talking about religion or talking about culture. It means that I don't want to tolerate them, but I will put up with them. I will allow them to be here. That's what tolerate means. So it's very negative. So that implies when it says that he was going to see how religious tolerance would work, that people didn't agree with Amish people. They didn't agree with the religion. That's why it was an experiment to see how it would be tolerated. Okay?
So, what's the meaning of intolerance?
Intolerance. If I say, I am going to tolerate you, it means I will allow you to be here. Fine. Fine, I'll allow you to come to my class, Chubbs. I'm just kidding. That means I will tolerate you. Now, what's something I will never tolerate? I will not tolerate anyone saying anything rude in the chat. I will not tolerate that. Rudeness is intolerated. So I have an intolerance to rudeness in the chat. If you say something rude in the chat, I will block you from verbling.
Zero tolerance.
Intolerance. What?
Zero tolerance.
Zero tolerance, yes. So an intolerance means zero tolerance, no tolerance. Tolerance means that you will allow it and you will not complain, but you are not happy about it. So when we talk about religious tolerance, it's not a very positive word. But okay, good. And how did they spread across to other places? Where did they go? How did they spread across Canada, Chubbs?
Hi, what?
How did they move from did they all stay in the States? Did they all stay in that place that they first arrived? Did they all stay in America? In Lancaster County? Did they stay there or did they move around?
Well, I think I don't understand. County is like a kind of city?
Yeah, but what I'm asking is they got to that city in 1730. Did they stay there forever?
Maybe not.
Yeah, it says here, yeah. So it says here, the Amish people have settled in 24 states, Canada, and Central America. And even though 80% of them are in Pennsylvania and Ohio and Indiana. So that's interesting because even though they're in Central America and Mexico and different places, most of them, 80% of them, are still in Pennsylvania, Ohio, and Indiana. Do you see how?
Maybe it seemed like like nomads.
Like what?
Nomads. People
Nomads.
traveling.
Nomads.
Yes.
Good, yeah. Maybe. Definitely. Okay, I must move on though, but Chubbs, great questions. Let me know if you have any questions about the vocabulary.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, and moving on to Ezekiel. Ezekiel.
Okay, I start. The greatest concentration of Amish is in Homs and adjoining countries in northeast Ohio, about 100 miles from Pittsburgh. Next in size is a group of Amish people in Elkhart and surrounding counties in northeast Indiana. Then comes the Amish settlement in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. The Amish population in the USA numbers more than 150,000, growing due to large family size, 7 children on average, and a child member retention rate of approximately 80%.
Okay, that is a big paragraph there.
Yes.
Do you have any questions for vocabulary?
Let me see. No, it's not a hard vocabulary in this paragraph.
Okay, so I'll ask you some questions firstly.
Okay. Let me try.
Okay, so I'm wondering, okay, so why is their population growing so fast?
They have a lot of
Maybe the 7 children of average that it's very common in their culture.
Yeah, if it's 7 children per family on
Yes.
average,
And it's
what
very
does
important.
average mean?
Average is I don't know how you is I don't know how you say in English synonym. When you sum every part and you divide for the number of parts.
Yeah, so it means that if 7 is the average, maybe some families
Yes.
have 4
It's
children.
a more common, yes. It's
Yeah,
a more
but
common
others
number.
have 11. Others have 11 children. So for every family that has only 3 children, other families have 12 children.
Maybe yes.
Yes.
And another important thing is that the child member retention is very high. If we compare to the Catholicism or other religions.
Yeah, and why? Why do you think that they're so high? It didn't explain it in here, but if you had
No,
to
it's not in this paragraph, but maybe because they see how we live. I'm saying we that other religions, and they have a very good lifestyle with no problems, without drugs, and without these kind of things.
Yes, exactly. So, if they were to look at the news, they would see all of these people not going to church, dying, and getting into trouble.
Yes.
And then they have 80% of their people who continue to go to church, which means they are probably not doing bad things.
Maybe yes.
Maybe, yes. Yes. Good. And Ezekiel, do you understand all of that vocabulary there?
Yes. I want to make a comment because last week I saw in the newspaper that one of the biggest millionaires of Silicon Valley the children of these millionaires go to schools without technology, and it's like this religion. They don't use technology, and they believe or they work in the old school.
Exactly, they do. And what do you think about that?
That is interesting because we think that technology can solve everything, but maybe not.
No, it's such a interesting culture because their people are very intelligent.
Yeah.
Very intelligent, very high level of education. And then you're right. I mean, they don't use technology in the classroom.
Yes,
Because
it's interesting.
they don't spend their time on internet. They are reading many
Yes.
kinds of book.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Okay, thank you so much, Ezekiel, for sharing that with us.
Thank you.
For those of you who have joined the Hangout, like Hikmet and Kay Soner and some others as well, welcome. But I want to let you know I may not be able to get to you by the end of this class, but join my next class and I'll let you go and read first, okay? But please ask any questions that you have. Don't be shy.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to Mine. Hi, Mine. Mine?
Yes,
There you are. Mine, how are you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
Good. Good. You can start reading at Amish Orders.
Okay. Amish Orders. I open.
You can read on my screen if you want.
Sometimes your screen getting fluid. That is, I just find it. Okay. Amish Orders. By some estimates, there are as many as 8 different orders with the Amish population, with the majority affiliated with one of 5 religious orders: Old Order Amish, New Order Amish, Andy Weir Amish, Beachy Amish, and Susan Druber Amish. So why is then? Anyway, it's German.
Schweizendruber.
Schweizendruber Amish. These churches operate independently from each other with differences in how they practice their religion and conduct their daily lives. The Old Order Amish are the largest group, and the can I skip this word?
Yeah.
Schweizendruber Amish and offshoot of the Old Order are the most conservative.
Good, good. So, first off, I agree. We should get some German classes on verbling, as you're saying. Yes. I think that's Schwarzendruber. I can't do it. Okay, what is that saying? First off, I want to ask you some questions. What is an offshoot? What is an offshoot?
I think the offshoot is the biggest one.
Well, I will explain. So if you have, let's say, like, I'm trying to think of an example. An offshoot is when you have one idea. So you have the Amish religion, but then you have an offshoot of the Amish religion, which is still the Amish religion, but it's a little different. For example, Anglican Church is an offshoot of the Protestant Church, right?
Yes.
We have Christianity. Then we have offshoots of Christianity. We have Protestantism. Wait, no, we have Catholicism. So they're
small groups.
Pardon me?
You can have small groups in anywhere.
Yes.
Like a branch in the subgroups, something like that.
Exactly.
One branch and subgroups. Yeah.
Yes. So it's groups. It's groups. Exactly. Good, Ahmad. Yes, it is like a branch or a group of people who branched off of this idea. So what? I'll just go back to our screen share. So what is this saying here then? About this offshoot. So if you're going to read this, sorry, before I ask you that question, let's talk about the very beginning here. So what is it? What is this paragraph all about? What is this paragraph telling us about?
I think they have 5 religions orders they have. They say their names, and these each of them is independently from the others, and also their religions, thing, and daily activities, daily life are different with each other.
And don't you think that's interesting? Because do you think we would be able to tell the difference?
Yes.
I mean, they're all Amish people, and they're all different kinds of Amish.
It seems they are very similar each other. I was in Pennsylvania, one of the Amish city or
Oh.
village, whatever they call,
Mhm.
and I was interesting their lifestyle, and I visited, and they have two different Amish people live there. One is they use the technology. One, they refuse to use technology, any kind of, no
Right.
electricity, no things, and the woman always hide them, hide from the people because it's not allowed to talk any foreign or any people.
Right.
Yeah, and then every family, at least 5 or 7 kids, because they need people, power of the human. If they don't use the technology, and they live with agriculture, and they need the people to plant food, vegetable and fruit, this kind of things.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone say hello to Henna. She's watching. Hi, Henna.
Hi, Hina.
Hi, verbling teacher.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hina.
But yeah, exactly, Mene. So it's they have very different orders, and they all have different ideas about technology. Now, some of them, they have their own Bible. It's called the Medrung. We'll get to it at least this class.
Ordnung.
Ordnung. Yes, thank you. So in the Ordnung, let's say the Ordnung says you will not use electricity for light. They will not use electricity for light, but they will still have, let's say, Nike running shoes, because the Ordnung does not say specifically you cannot have Nike running shoes. Do you understand? So
Ordnung needs the update to nowadays, and they can use electricity if they.
Yes. Yes.
But especially they have their own clothes style, and most of the Amish wear the same clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes, there are some that are more strict than others, but I agree. It's very difficult to tell the difference unless you fully ask them. Okay. So another question quickly. So if you're talking about the Schwarzenstruber Amish, which one came first? If it's an offshoot of the Old Order, which one came first, the Schwarzenstruber or the Old Order?
The older Amish is the largest group. That is the reason that one is the first.
Good, good. So you understand what an offshoot is?
Yes.
Good. Good. Thank you so much, Mine.
You're welcome.
And Nihan, why don't you continue for us?
Okay.
Over here.
All,
here it is. Yay.
all aspects of Amish life are dictated by a list of written or oral rules, known as Ordnung, which outlines the basics of the Amish faith and helps to define what it means to be Amish. For an Amish person, the Ordnung may dictate almost every aspect of one's lifestyle, from dress and hair length to body style and forming techniques. The Ordnung varies from community to community and order to order, which explains why you will see some Amish riding in automobiles, while others don't even accept the use of battery-powered life.
Great. I'm sorry. I kind of talked about that before, but why don't you describe to me a couple words first? So, do you understand the word aspects?
Yes.
Aspects? Good.
Yes.
And what is the Ordnung? What can you compare the Ordnung to?
Ordnung is written that kind. It's not exactly written. It could be oral rules, but in some kind of Christians for Bible, Muslims for Quran, and Amish is Ordnung, I guess. The rules
Good,
of book.
good. The rules book. And what do you think about oral rules? Oral, how do people know what the oral rules are?
Their books are limited or orders very different kind of things. Their lifestyles, their clothes, especially it's very interesting their hair length. Farming techniques is very interesting one too, and
Yes.
some of them accept these rules, and some of them use very traditional ways. Some Amish riding automobiles. Some of them refuse to use battery-powered life. It's very interesting.
Yeah, yeah, and it's so interesting. So when we talk about oral rules, if something is not written down, how does it get passed on? Sorry, I didn't mean to take that off screen share. If something is not written down, how does it get passed on orally? What does that mean if it's passed on orally?
Passed on?
The people, the ancestors say each other to hear, and then the next generation say to the others.
Oral rules, yes. They say they shouldn't exactly write it, but they say it to each other, and the generations know the rules by hearing.
Yes, yes, and Ezekiel is saying the expression word of mouth. Word of mouth means that you...
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly it. It means that it's passed down through generation to generation, and maybe that's why there are so many different rules and sects, because this generation tells their children, they say, okay, everyone, this is the rule, this is what's important about the rule. But then this generation forgets maybe exactly what their parents told them. So they tell their kids something else. And after maybe 5 generations, things have changed a little bit since 1730, right?
It should be changed.
Well, that's what we think, right? That's what we think. But for them, I mean, they're happy in their way of life.
No, I don't mean it. I mean generation to generation, some things probably changed. If it is word of mouth, it will change some kind of. Even though in Bible or Quran we will not, our lifestyles are not at the beginning of the religion. It changed. It adapted the century.
Yeah, yeah. No, I totally know what you're saying, Nihan, and great expression of what you're trying to say. But I must move on, so we have time for Pedro. Hi, Pedro.
Hi.
And Pedro, is this the Verbling teacher, Pedro?
Yes, yes.
Hi. I haven't met you yet. I wish you had your webcam on. That's okay.
I have a terrible look now, so.
Oh, that's okay. Pedro is my colleague.
Yeah.
Pedro's my colleague. He's a Verbling teacher for Spanish.
Hi, Pedro.
Hi, Andre. How are you? Hi, everyone.
Hi, fine.
Sorry, Pedro. I didn't mean to embarrass you.
No, that's okay.
Good. So why don't you start reading for us at Amish dress?
Okay, Amish dress. Symbolic of their faith, Amish clothing styles encourage humility and separation from the world. The Amish dress in a very simple style. Sorry, just lost it.
It's okay.
In a very simple style, avoiding all but the most basic ornamentation. Clothing is made at home of plain fabrics and is primarily dark in color. Amish men in general wear straight-cut suits and coats without collars, lapels or pockets. Trousers never have creases or cuffs and are worn with suspenders. Belts are forbidden, as are sweaters, neckties, and gloves. Men's shirts fasten with traditional buttons in most orders, while suit coats and vests fasten with hooks and eyes. Young men are clean-shaven prior to marriage. while married men are required to let their beards grow. Mustaches are forbidden.
Good. What is a mustache?
Like what you have below your nose, yeah.
Yeah. I would show you my mustache, but I
No,
shaved
I
this
didn't mean you.
morning.
I mean like.
But I already shaved this morning.
You're lying.
You're lying.
You know my secret. Okay, so Pedro,
Yes.
what does it look like here? What is your first impression of what you have read?
My first impression is that they have a very straightforward way of dressing. Or,
Yes.
yeah.
You can say the word rigid. Rigid.
Yeah.
This means very strict, right? Because, for example, do you know what it means when it says, I'm looking for this part, it says, with hooks, so they need to wear vests, which fasten with hooks and eyes. Do you know what that means?
I think I understand vest and hooks, but not eyes.
So a vest, any kind of vest or shirt or anything, this is a big version. This is the hook, and this is the eye that the hook goes into.
Oh, okay,
So if
okay,
you ever,
got it.
yeah, if you're ever in a store and you see something that says hooks and eyes or hooks and eyes shirts, that's what this is. It's a hook in the eye.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And what does this look? What does the word ornamentation mean? Most basic ornamentation.
Ornamentation is like decorations, like the things that you use to ornament your clothing.
Yeah. Yep. And what is it saying here about Amish people? Do they ornament a lot, heavily, or
No,
what?
they just very, very little ornamentation because their way of dressing is very plain.
And it says at the very beginning, why do they do this? Why do they dress this way?
Because their way of life encourages humility and you know they like to be humble, I think, or I don't know.
Yeah, really good, really good. Keep going. What it says here that they want to be separated from the world. That Amish clothing styles encourage separation from the world.
Maybe it's a way of differentiate themselves from the Western world, or I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, why do you think they want to do that?
Because they don't agree with their values and they want to. That's a way for them to express their values. I don't know.
Yes, that's exactly it. They're trying to express that they're different from that world.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, yes, they know that they stand out. When they walk in the streets of society, they stand out. They do not look like everyone else. But they want that. They do not want to blend in. The word blend in with people. They do not want to blend in, which means look like everyone else.
Okay.
Which is interesting because they're very humble, but yet they're humble, but they want to stand out. They do not want to look like anyone else. They do not want to look like you or me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What do you think about the fact that belts are forbidden, as are sweaters, neckties, and gloves? Why do you think they're forbidden?
Why?
I don't understand. I think it's kind of funny, right?
Why do you think?
I don't know. It's a hard question to answer.
Maybe because they're too much like ornamentation. Right? Belts, sweaters, ties. I don't know the sweaters part, and sometimes a belt, I mean. I don't understand the belt part. Oh, Pedro, you're cutting out. Can you hear us, Pedro? Oh, you were just muted.
No, I can hear you now. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, good. So maybe because it was like ornamentation, right?
Yeah. Maybe it's they consider it an ornamentation or decoration. Yeah, and they don't want it.
Or it's not humble enough, which gloves keep you warm. So these are just things that are written in the Ordnung, which is their version of a Bible.
Okay.
Right? But I must end class now. So I hope you all had enough time. Before I leave, Pedro, was there any vocabulary words there that you would like me to explain?
Crease, if you can.
Crease? So let me just find crease.
Trousers never
With
have creases or something.
creases. What is a crease?
Don't know.
Does anyone know what a crease is?
No.
Crease is like a wrinkle,
Oh.
like this.
Okay.
Wrinkle and crease are the same, the
Okay.
exact same, synonyms. So if you say I have a wrinkle, my shirt is wrinkled, my shirt has creases.
Okay.
So
Got it.
you know, for men's dress pants, we crease them to make them have the line down the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They're religiously not allowed to have the crease.
Mm-hmm. This is strange.
Why?
Jesus Christ.
Because
Oh my gosh.
because it is considered to be ornamentation. Ornamentation. It is too fancy.
My God.
Yeah. So but aren't you excited to read more? Come to my next class right now and we'll read all more about it. Okay?
Yeah, everybody.
Okay.
Thank you, Lauren.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Will be
I'll
part
see you
two.
next class.
Okay.
Come into class
See you
right away.
soon.
Thanks.
Okay. Bye.